Okay. Hey, girls. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
We're good.
I actually have missed you guys a lot, and I know that session's about to start, so I'm really excited about seeing you guys again. How are you? Like how? First of all, let me start by my name is Danielle, and I am the manager. I'm the program manager of Grlz Radio, and I have here with me my lovely radio girls, and this is the radio section of Grlz Radio, because if you guys don't know, we have three of them. We have blogging, we have social media, and we have our flagship, which is radio. And we just wanted to touch base with our radio girls before we actually start session to find out how they're doing. What's the pandemic like as we move into our next session here on Grlz Radio. So we'll start with Jaylene. How you been? Tell us a little bit about your life.
So my name's Jaylene. Like you call me. Honestly, I've been so bored, like, to the point where I miss going to school physically. Like, cause at least I had something to do. Like, even though I hated getting up in the morning, it kind of made me wish I appreciated at least being able to go out more. So I've just been really bored. But I've actually started learning how to cook more, so that's good.
Oh, that's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. Very, very good. What's your favorite thing that you've learned to cook?
I think rice with gandules, which is like rice with yellow rice with peas. It looks so hard, but it's actually really easy, and I'm a pro at it. It's actually good.
Okay.
I passed my grandparents' inspection, so.
Oh, that's very good. If it passes your grandparents' inspection, then you're on a roll.
Yep.
Next, Jalea.
Hi.
Welcome back. We haven't seen you in a while.
Sorry. This quarantine, I haven't been bored. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and I opened my online shop finally.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
What are you selling in your online shop?
I have lip gloss, sunglasses, eyelashes, and I'm working on making the keychain.
Nice. What's the name of it?
Oh,
Your
cute.
Lovely Cosmetics.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations to you. Jaylene, don't you have you have eyelashes?
I forgot to mention it. Yeah, I started my lash business in, was it May? Yeah, May. So I started my lash business. Linked by jayla.co. Follow me on Instagram. Get your lashes. I'm actually having a sale right now.
Ooh, I need lashes, so I'm gonna be buying and supporting.
Okay.
Vivian, who is our peer leader, tell us a little bit about you. What's going on?
Well, I just graduated. Woo-hoo! You know, finally done.
Okay, quarantine graduate.
So stressful. Yes, I hate that. I didn't have graduation, no prom, but you know, got a little break, so that's good. I'm so excited to like go back to work, and you know, this is gonna be the first time that I'm gonna be doing radio, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I personally picked you. I like how you work with radio, so we should have a good time this week. I mean, this summer. It's gonna be very weird, obviously, but we'll get into that a little bit later. How about you, Yanni?
Hi, my name is Yanni. I've been kind of bored, but then kind of not at the same time. You know, I've been working on my schoolwork, doing actually good. I actually passed my chemistry class. I also started my own sunglasses business like 2 or 3 months ago. So it's actually been going pretty good.
I'm really excited about the businesses being sprouted up and starting. That's one of my favorite things, one of the things that makes me the most happy. So congratulations to you guys. Miss Nia.
Hey.
Hey girl, hey.
Yeah, quarantine has been, I'm Nia. Quarantine has been boring, but it's been interesting to see like how I work when I'm by myself. Because, you know, when you go to school, it's on a constant schedule. And it's like you do this at this time. So I've had to learn how to adjust my schedule for that works for me, which starts at 12 o'clock when I wake up.
Yep.
I've had to learn how to, you know, juggle, like, helping my mom and everybody else. Because, you know, everybody's at home and I got to help my siblings. So it's been a lot. But I got really close to my siblings. School kind of like makes us separate because, you know, you get out of school late and then you go to sleep and it's done. But we're here, so we kind of have to bond and stuff. So, I mean, I can say we have a closer relationship.
No, that's I mean, this is real life. The fact that you are dealing with outside forces during a Zoom call, and I think that we've all been kind of having to deal with like the outside forces when you're in the middle of a meeting or in the middle of school and your little brother or your mom starts, come clean your room, something crazy, you know, like it's always that. And that's what normal life seems to be for us right now, which is crazy. But I think that we've done a pretty good time adjusting to it. Have you guys kind of adjusted to it so far? Like whether it's
not really.
Or not? What was that?
I don't like quarantine at all. It's boring. I don't get to see my friends. I can't be at Grlz Radio all week long. Like, that's a shocker.
Yeah.
I'm used to being there every day, all day, and not go play basketball after. There's no basketball during the summer, like no real leagues. And then, yeah, it's boring.
Yeah, I must admit that it does suck. It is a lot going on, and adjusting to it has been a challenge. Like it's been a real big challenge in all aspects of life, from just just being secluded, like you're with self and the people in your home, and that's about it. Especially the months where like nobody was on the street, but we were like, if you leave your house, you're gonna die from the COVID. So speaking of COVID, we're gonna get right into that. So right now we are dealing with two very big pandemics. When we started out this, we were dealing with COVID-19 and the rate in which it was affecting people and killing people. So we're gonna start with that first, the first pandemic, COVID-19. How did you guys feel about that? Were you guys scared? Were you like, nah, this is not real? Like, what's going on? Like, what was your thoughts on it? I'm gonna start with Jaylene again. I'm just gonna keep it in a nice organized rotation because I gotta mute you, because some of y'all's phones is crazy. So Jaylene, yeah.
Honestly, I remember, like, I don't know if you ever see on Snapchat, they have those little stories under the stories, like little public stories where they teach you information. Mm-hmm. So I remember I was seeing like stuff about COVID-19 like a few months back in China, and it was killing so many people. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm scared, but I don't think it's gonna come over here. I think we'll be fine. And then when it like got to the US and they canceled school, that's when it really hit me. When we didn't go back when we were supposed to, that's when it hit me. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, are we gonna die? I was really worried, overwhelmed, because I didn't know what to expect. Because, you know, it's hard. Like, all of a sudden your life changes. Like, you have to start getting used to quarantine. When you go out, it's not the same. Like, it's hard. It's a hard adjustment. So I was really scared. I was so scared, honestly.
I mean, that legit makes sense because it's one of those things where you don't really know what to expect. Like, you're hearing all different types of stories and different things of people saying this and different doctors telling us this and whatever. But before we get into that general conversation, Jalea, how was it for you?
For me, I was kind of excited because I was gonna have a math test like the week after school was closing. Well, I was supposed to, and then I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to do it, because like math is my worst class. So I was excited. But then they kept adding on time, and I was like, oh my gosh, like more time with my little sisters. I was so mad. But then, like, I guess you can say, like, I formed a closer bond with my sisters, and I had more time, like, for myself. So it felt good. But we had to, like, my other job, I had to work virtually, and then I had to balance that in school. And it was kind of too much at the beginning, but yeah.
Kind of adjusted. I like that. Vivian.
For me, well, at first I was really excited because, I was like, I'm going to get to stay home. I don't got to do nothing. And then teachers started giving assignments. Like, I just thought it was a break.
You're
I
like,
thought
we
it
on
was a little
it's a
break.
pandemic. What are you assigning?
Right.
Right, like, oh my God, I kept seeing memes like, bro, all these teachers keep assigning stuff, and like, we're in a pandemic, like, we don't got time to be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I totally felt that, but after a while, I got it all done, but I was so scared. I didn't leave my house for like good 3 months. Every time they went to the store, they had to clean everything before they brought it in the house. I was so scared. But other than that, I pushed forward and I let it go after a while.
I respect it. Yeah. At first, me too. I was like, I don't mind taking the time off. But as the time kept on getting more, I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Yanni?
I was like kind of scared. Cause it's like when it was first in China, I was just hoping like, oh, it wouldn't come to Boston. But then it ended up coming, and then schools being canceled, and then like teachers, like I agree with Vivian, like teachers was sending work back to back. Like it was actually getting annoying. But then I had to get it done because I had to be able to have like enough credits for those classes. So it's like I kind of like balanced it out. Kind of got through it. But it's like it wasn't the same because like now when people go out, you have to have a mask on.
Yeah.
Like in stores, you gotta have a mask. It's just ridiculous.
No. This mask thing, I think that I am getting a little bit used to it, and I kind of might like it because people are nasty outside in the streets, and they don't blow their nose and they don't wash their hands and stuff like that. So I kind of liked the protocols, but it was just very weird because it seemed. Does any of you guys watch The Handmaid's Tale?
I used to.
It seemed like we was going down that path for a while. Like, now they're gonna start doing different things, and we're gonna all be in the house wearing the same clothing all the time. It's gonna be weird. Mia.
Yes, ma'am. For me, I was never really scared because like I'm the type of person like I'm a really type of person that's like it is what it is. Like if I get it, I get it. And I was like at first he was saying like people were saying that Black people didn't get it. So I was okay, then I'm good. Okay. And then it came out that Black people did get it, but it wasn't affecting kids like teenagers more so. Like our bodies could fight it off more than like older people or younger people. So I was like, okay, I'm like 17, I'm right in the middle. So I was like, I'm okay. But then it was like everybody can get it. And I was like, okay. And then my mom started like, oh, like, no, you can't go to your friend's house. And no, you can't walk to the store. I was that person, like, I like snacks. Mm-hmm. And snacks are important in my life. And during quarantine, I ate so much snacks. Like, I stopped eating real food, and all I eat is junk food now. Mm-hmm. So snacks were important. And when she said I couldn't go to the store no more, it was a lot. So we had to buy a lot of stuff in bulk. And then if she didn't get the right snack, we had to wait until she went shopping again. And it was just a lot. So quarantine has been stressful, but I mean, I'm gonna just flow with it. I don't like being in school because I don't like people. So I'm okay with being in my bed all day, sleeping every 4 hours and stuff.
And legitimately waking up when you want to and getting your day started when you want to. This is a good idea. You guys can unmute yourself when you want to talk, but we're just kind of open it up. Like, what do you look forward to? Well, maybe we'll save this to the end. What we did face on top of COVID, like in the middle of COVID, we started to deal with another pandemic. We saw the murder. We legitimately saw the murder of George Floyd happen in front of our eyes over and over and over again. And from that, in the middle of COVID-19, where we're wearing masks and we're quarantined and we're staying inside, we almost were kind of forced to actually make moves when it comes to protesting and against police brutality and the killing of unarmed Black men. That we have seen that we've seen a lot. And for some reason, George Floyd's death really opened the eyes of a lot of things and really uncovered a lot of other things, including, like poor leadership from, America's leaders, and the way that they dealt with COVID, and the uncertainty and the confusion of still being in the middle of a pandemic, but also dealing with the fact that we are not only being disproportionately dying at the hands of COVID, when we found out, like you said, that Black people couldn't even get it in the beginning. So we were dying at an extremely large rate. And at the same time, we were dying at the hands of police brutality and cops around the world. So I wanted to open the discussion to that too. And anybody can kind of start out, because I think that's a more little passionate kind of conversation. So yeah. How did you guys feel about the death of George Floyd and the following protests and riots and all kinds of different things that led up to that?
Well,
wait.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Julia, and then we'll go to Julia.
So basically, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I didn't want to see like such a dramatic event. I kept avoiding the video, but then my aunt called me and she's like, "This stuff is actually happening. Like, you need to see what's going on." And I watched it, and I just kept watching it, and then I did like research, and I saw his daughter and everything, and I was just like, it's crazy. Like, police brutality still happens. Then there was like old people at the protesting, like, we still have to fight for this. And I'm like, things really don't change. And schools, like, also like a lot of information came up that schools don't teach us, and I was like, we're really miseducated when we think about it. Like, school's not educating us.
Mm-hmm. That was a big eye opener. That was crazy to learn, is that our history is legitimately not being taught, when everybody, I think Google probably had the most, searches, like,
yes,
disenfranchised and marginalized, and all these words that kept on popping up that, you hear in daily life, but you never thought to kind of like, oh, let me see what's going on. And when you actually do the research and start reading and figure out what's going on in your neighborhood, you're like, ooh, we being targeted. That's crazy. Go ahead, Nia.
So for me, I come from like a background, like family-wise, that like even before like school really started teaching me about like slavery and stuff, my parents kind of like showed me like, this is kind of what the world is and was, and this is like, you're going into the world, and even if they don't teach you, you're gonna know. So you can't say you didn't know your history. Mm-hmm. So like, it wasn't like a shock to me, because it's been happening for forever at this point. And when that happened, I was like, it was gonna happen sooner or later. Like, people were gonna start to get tired of the same thing happening. Like, it's getting old now. Like, people are tired of the same treatment over and over. So for me, it was kind of like, it woke up like the activist in me some way, because in school I was always a student who knew all the questions when it was Black History Month, and it had all the tests and all that. So I was that student. So it kind of opened my peers' eyes to like what's really going on. So I was like really happy. Not happy about his death, no. Mm-hmm. I was more happy that I got to saw like Black people as a whole stand up together and say something, and not kind of like, it's a little bit about this, a little bit about that. They stood up as a whole, or we stood up as a whole, and kind of stood up for what was wrong and why we want to fix it. And
it was a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah,
people that came out there and stood together. I think that what also kind of bothered me a little bit about it is that I'm like, we need to be out there, but coronavirus.
Yeah, that was my thing. Like, I wanted to be out there marching, my fist up with the signs and everything, but my mom was like, no. Like, it wasn't more so like, I'm not trying to silence the activism in you. It was more so like, I don't want to catch that. So it's kind of like you're going to stay in the house. Like my Twitter feed, my Facebook feed, Instagram, all that was flooded with stuff like that I would reshare and repost and stuff like that. Because I was like, if I can't be out there physically, I'm going to be out there supporting on the inside with all these posts and all these searches and everything that was popping up. So for me, it was kind of like an eye-opening moment. I was like, finally, the world is awake. Like, it's not just Black people who see this. So I was just like, finally, like, it finally came.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, to piggyback off what Mia said, like, I think it's great that your parents taught you that. Like, I think every parent should start teaching their kids young about the real things. That's really important. But yeah, like she said, it really was an eye-opener. And it was great to see all the states protesting. Like, that was really empowering to see that. And in Boston, see on Facebook Live, all this stuff. Yeah. But it also showed how much ignorance there is in the world. Like, there were so many people on Facebook that were making fun of him. And a lot of, like, I don't know if you've seen all the college students that got exposed for, like, the racist things they have done. Yeah. And it's good that they got kicked out of college. I was so happy when they got exposed. And everybody will be sending it to their colleges like, yup, you're done, you're canceled. So it's like, it's crazy to see, like, even people that I knew that were really ignorant, and it's like, you got to get cut off. Like, it really was an eye-opener. There's so many people out here that really don't care. And it sucks, like, the world we live in. Like, it's really sick, but it was great to see everybody standing up together. It was really empowering. I can say that. It was really empowering.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to add a little bit of what the girl said. I really agree with that. And like seeing the video, it was very sad because like my parents aren't really from this country, so they didn't really like understand what was happening, and they was like really like questioning it and stuff like that, and like they just kept repeating what he was saying, like, oh, I can't breathe, and like they were just like, he just wanted help, and like it was just sad to see how like confused they were, and like how like even though they are Black, like they kind of like don't really understand it either, you know. So I had to like explain it to them, and like that's when it kind of like really like clicked for them, and it was just kind of like it was really powerful for me to see, and I loved that I got to experience that.
I think that's what I think for me, born and raised in America, the concept of racism is still very confusing to me. So like in a way I feel like, you know, like your parents, because I still don't understand. Like I get it, I've read and read, but for me, logically, it doesn't make any sense to me why people would hate us because of the legitimate color of our skin. You know, like that's just really weird. Like you think you're scared of me because I just happen to have a different, it's almost like having a different color shirt on. Like you're mad because I have on a red shirt and you want everybody to have on blue shirt. Like it doesn't make any sense. So, even though I get it, it just logically doesn't add up to me why racism even exists when, I mean, I guess it's because there needs to be I don't even know, does there need to be a dominant race? It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever, you know. So what else have you guys kind of learned? How did you guys feel about rioters? And that's a big thing that was in that kind of was counterproductive to the protest. And I don't necessarily feel that way completely, because I believe that hand in hand, just like how Nia said, like maybe she wasn't out there protesting, but she was sharing and doing social media. And in all kind of protests, there's silent protests, there's rowdy protests, there are writing in, there are social media protests. So I don't necessarily hate the riots or was against the riots, but what did you guys feel about the riots? Did you feel some type of way like they shouldn't be doing that, or yes, burn it down?
About the riots, like I felt like, I don't know, like they shouldn't really like be doing like all that, but like they at some point like they're gonna have to like listen to us and like, you know, get a better understand of where we're coming from, because it's like this world is just like ridiculous. Like it's so many things out there that's happening and not everybody's taking stand for it. So I kind of like agree with the riots, but then wasn't at the same time.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I was like, yeah, burn it down. But wait, hold on. Don't burn it. Chill out. Everybody's being peaceful while you over there doing that. But then we also found out in a lot of those situations where the rioting was the most is that they weren't necessarily started or initiated by people like our people, Black people. We saw that they were, coming from either allies or agitators or people who wanted to see a little turn up a little bit. So, that was one of the things that I felt like we were getting blamed for a lot. But at the same time, it was like it wasn't us. It wasn't out here doing it. Even though I saw on the TV a lot of Black people doing it too, but that's not the point.
Yeah, and also I feel like there was a lot of people that went just to loot, and that's what I don't like, because it's like you didn't come out for a purpose, you just came to get stuff. Like, so many people on Snap were like, oh, who's going looting tonight? Like, are you serious?
Who's
like
going looting tonight? Like it was like a club night?
They were all linking up, like link up to the, like, really? And it's like, you're just doing it to get stuff. Like, you're not doing it for a purpose. Like, and that's what infuriated me, because it's like, are you serious? You're taking this as a joke, just as a chance for you to get some new drip or whatever. And it's like, you take advantage of these situations for yourself. And that's the only thing, like, I was against. But I understand, obviously, people are angry. And also, like, you see, there was, like, I don't know if y'all seen this picture. It was posted on Twitter, or it was probably shared on Facebook, too. Like, the police were messing up their cars and then blaming it on, like, the protest and the rioters.
Yeah, I saw that, too.
Like, you see it. It wasn't, like, really. Yeah.
It was, I feel like there was a lot going on. Did you want to say something, Nia?
Yeah, I was gonna say something. Honestly, okay, for me, I felt like the riots were, I'm not gonna say it was okay, but I was here for it. Like, I just feel like, I mean, Black people built this country, and it's kind of like ironic that we're the worst treated people. Like, and I was kind of just like, well, if we can't get respect for the stuff we built, why not tear it down?
Hey.
But I could see how that's dangerous and it can hurt people and stuff like that. But, like, at the same time, I was like, well, y'all wasn't hearing us when we was marching, screaming out, and literally, and that man was yelling out he couldn't breathe. You didn't hear it then, so maybe you'll hear it now when thousands of dollars of clothes and buildings are burnt to the ground, and maybe you'll do something then. Because sometimes people need that little extra oomph to get something done.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's what I felt.
That's real. That's real. I think that's where I kind of was the whole time. Like, sometimes silent protests are not enough because we're not making enough noise and you clearly can't hear me. So now that you see things burning down, now you want to pay attention. Another thing that I kind of wanted to touch on was, now we're seeing all these big businesses and stuff reaching out or sending, statements and posting things online. Do you guys feel like that's genuine, or are they just kind of protecting themselves?
I saw a post and it was like, companies are supporting Black people, like we just came out, and so I feel like it's like not genuine at all.
Yeah, I saw that post too, and I was like, that's so real. Like, we're not a new fad. Like, we've been here for a very long time, and it's only now that all of this is going on that you're now trying to support and or put us in positions in order to win. And it just seems like it's kind of, I mean, it's never too late, but like, sheesh, where were y'all before? Where was y'all at? What's going on?
I
Go ahead.
honestly feel like it's been the same thing. Like, I feel like it's the same thing as when, like, when Pride Month comes along, it's the same thing. Like, everything turns into like rainbows and all these cool slogans and all this. But those same companies are like still doing stuff like not hiring like trans people, stuff like that. Like, there's a law against it, but still, like, people do it still. So I just feel like it's the same thing. Like, people don't really care. They don't want their business to be burnt down, so they're going to say what they got to say. But at the end of the day, I feel like the CEOs and the people who run those companies aren't the people who post that. Like, it's the social media people who post that just so your business won't burn down. That's not actually what the CEO means.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like it's hypocritical sometimes.
Anybody else? What kind of things are you guys looking forward to as we move into a different kind of phase in life almost? We are starting to reopen back up the city when it comes to COVID-19. We are seeing, again, more companies be interested in what the goings-ons of Black people and the Black businesses, and, you know, like putting out their statements. And as we move into the second half of 2020, which has been quite the year, we have been really, from Kobe to COVID, to George Floyd, to what just happened to August Alsina and Jada Pinkett. All kinds of stuff is going on in 2020. 2020 is a whole hot mess. What kind of things are you guys looking forward as we go back into the rest of the year? We're in July, so we're like literally at halfway point. The rest of the 6 months are going to be dedicated. So we might get an influx of COVID-19 again. Another Black person might die. You know, like things are starting to change. Policies, procedures, police brutality, defunding the police. So many things are happening right now. What are you guys looking forward to in just a general aspect of the world in which we live? We'll start with Jalea, because you didn't speak that last time. So
I'm looking forward to like the malls and stuff opening. Well, they're already open, but like I just want to wait to see what happens to the people that are already going. And then I'm just really hoping that everybody doesn't forget about small businesses, because a lot of the big brands are closed, and so it's like support is being handed out to us. But yeah, that's really it.
I would like to see how that turns up in the long run. Jalea? I mean, yes, you know what I'm talking, Jaylene.
I'm looking forward to like people standing on their promises. You know how stuff is changing with the police, the procedures. I'm looking forward to that being carried out, because you know it could just be all talk, no action. So I'm looking forward to seeing that being carried out. That's really important. What else am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to, I don't know, maybe I'm not gonna like this, but being back at school. I miss going to school. It's easier for me to learn like that. And I can stay after school and get help on things. And I'm going into my junior year, and I heard that's a hard year in high school, and I'm about to go to college. Like I want to, you know, be able to be in school for that and be able to graduate in person and stuff and have a big graduation. So
I mean,
I'm looking for.
I think that's a very legit feeling to have, of wanting to get back to some sort of normalcy. Like, you know, having, you know, getting up and going somewhere and being told that you have to be in class. Like when you're doing it regularly, you're like, I don't want to go to school. But when you, like, I think it was one of y'all said that you have to figure out your own schedule in order where you wake up at a certain time. And then some days you don't feel like doing it. You might wake up earlier, you might wake up later, and you're like, dang it, I had an assignment due, I didn't do it, so now I gotta scram, versus like if you were in class, you probably would have done it in class and got it done. So, you know, that's a legit feeling to have, that wanting to go back to the place where you might have not wanted to go in the first place. So that's real. Vivian?
I'm looking forward to finally like leaving my house. Like I have really been, I'm tired of being home. I've been doing the same thing. I'm ready to go to work. I'm ready to like see everybody. Like I'm just excited.
Yeah.
So
me too. I'm excited. Yanni?
Yeah, I agree with Jaylene. Like, I'm kind of am looking forward to going back to school, cause like doing the work online, like I thought it was like more easy, but then there's like some days I really don't feel like doing it, and like I be missing, like I'll miss like 2 or 1 assignment. So I actually feel like going back to school, cause like I could actually get it done in class, get the work in on time, and get my points for that. So yeah.
I like that. And Nia?
I don't want to go back to school. I kind of disagree with that, but I'm looking forward to kind of like being able to work. Like I'm really on like a money mission type of energy right now. So like I just want to work like and get money. Like I want to start a business, but I need funding for that. So I'm really like trying to save and do all that. So jobs is really where I'm looking at. So I just want to be able to work without people like having to do a Zoom call for an interview, because like as you see I have a loud surrounding, so it's kind of like my little brother be running in and out, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is so I just want to start working, seeing people, going back to like the normality of seeing people being able to shake hands without spraying hand sanitizer on right after. Like it's kind of like, oh, I got cooties, like no, but it's kind of like,
ew, you got corona.
yeah, that's what it feels like. I was like, oh, I got it, but okay.
Yeah, we'll talk when we get back together. We'll talk about businesses. The girls can talk to you guys about how they started and stuff like that. It does take a long time to get up and running, but that's something that I see that all of you guys could probably get started with early. It's really good to get started at this age, to get started with making your own money. But anyways, I am very much I'm looking forward to being back at work too, and seeing you guys and making some magic happen this summer, and to kind of see how we're going to do this, how this is going to become, like how we're going to make this work so that we still have the same authenticity of the program, and, like the bonding and the things that you guys, that we all look forward to, just laughing and talking, eating and drinking with each other and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see you guys in a couple of days or a week or whatever, whenever it starts. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what's happening. But I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys. And thank you for coming on and kind of just talking to me and catching up to me about all of this, because it's important. And we'll probably do a couple of radio shows about it anyways and break it down a little bit further. But yeah, thank you. Tell us where we can find you guys before we get off. This is something that I like to do with everybody, just where we can find your business or your social media so we can follow you and see how you're doing. We'll start with Jaylene in the top, and then at the end, we'll close it off.
So you can find, I don't know, my little Instagram page is minkedbyjayla.co. So yeah, follow me. I have a website, but I'm what's that word? Redesigning it. I had it up, but I'm redesigning it. So right now, just DM me to purchase. I ship, and soon I'll be doing delivery or pickup. I'm still debating on doing that since the circumstances. So yeah, just follow me and DM me with any questions. Fast shipping, literally next day shipping. So DM me.
Okay. Vivian, go ahead. Who's next? Who wants to say something?
Oh, okay. So you can go to my Instagram. It's Tayana5058. My business account, it's in my bio, so you can click on that instantly and follow me. I do shipping, like Jaylene said. I do fast shipping too. I did like deliveries here and there, but I don't really do it often because of the situation that we're in. Yeah. So yeah, and I do have a website, but it's like under construction right now. So a lot of people like DM me to purchase.
Gotcha. Vivian.
I don't own a business or nothing, but you can just follow me at Vivian Brito 19 on Instagram.
Gotcha. Julia.
You guys can follow me on my business page on Instagram at Lovely Cosmetics, 2 Y's and 2 S's, and then an underscore at the end. And everything you purchase through my website, and then I'll ship it to you, or you can pick it up and drop it off. And Jaylene's eyelashes are good because I bought a pair from her before I started, because I was like, I need to support like what I did during like quarantine. I supported a Black business every week, and I bought from her, and yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna be buying glasses and sunglasses and lip gloss all day. Nia.
Okay, so there's 2 things you can do for me to be really supportive. So you can go subscribe to my YouTube channel. The video will be up in a few months because I gotta get edits and stuff. But the channel's name is The T on Nia, and that's my YouTube. And on my Instagram, it's nia.and.the.city. Sorry.
Yeah, in the
But
city.
yeah, you can go subscribe and
All right. I love it. Again, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you guys are following Grlz Radio across all social media platforms. That's GRLZ Radio. And visit our website at grlzradio.org, where you can find out ways to donate and help these wonderful ladies. You can find out about everything that we have going on, and make sure that you listen to our shows, watch our YouTube, read our blogs, all of that. With that said, people, we are officially out of here. Thank you.